Hello and welcome to ISM 4212, Database Design and Administration. My name is Han Reichgeld and I will be the facilitator for this course. The course includes an extensive syllabus which you'll be asked to read in the first week of the semester and which will give you details on course learning outcomes, the course schedule and the way in which your performance in this course will be assessed. However, I thought it would be useful to highlight a few points before we get started. And before I do so, I wanted to acknowledge Dr. Varol Kahan, who created many of the components we use in this course. As you are no doubt aware, data are the lifeblood of any organization. Organizations generate massive amounts of data themselves, for example, as they sell their products or run their operations. But they also need to access data that are generated by their customers, business partners and competitors and so on. Most organizations therefore maintain a substantial database, or indeed a substantial number of databases. Modules 1 and 2 provide some background to all of this. As an IS professional, you need to be able to support organizations in their use of data. This essentially involves three different tasks and, in a sense, three different possible careers. First, any database is an abstraction of reality. You simply cannot store all the available data in your database, nor would you want to. For example, all customers of a retail store have eye colors, but it's not clear that this piece of data is relevant to most retail stores, although it might be of relevance to an optician. The first task career for an IS professional involves designing databases and deciding both what information needs to be stored in a database and what form this information should be stored in. This task is called data modeling or database design, and it will be the focus of modules 3 and 4. Second, once a database has been designed, it needs to be implemented and information needs to be retrieved from it. These tasks typically fall on the shoulders of a database programmer. Fortunately, the task of the database programmer is made considerably easier by the emergence of database management systems, or DBMS for short. Moreover, most DBMS use a standard programming language called SQL, Structured Query Language. This course will cover database programming and the use of SQL in both the creation of databases and retrieval of data from them in modules 5 through 8. Third, once a database has been designed and a database programmer has made it possible to add data to a database and retrieve data from it, the database needs to be maintained. This is the task of the database administrator. For example, the organization may discover that the data retrieval process is too slow for some queries, and the database administrator may therefore tweak the performance of a database. Or new users may have to be given access to a database and old users removed. Again, many of the tasks that the database administrator needs to perform can be performed in SQL, and database administration is covered in modules 9 and 10. As you will have gathered, an in-depth knowledge of SQL is essential if you want to become a database programmer or a database administrator. And we therefore cover SQL in detail in modules 5 through 10. We will use MySQL Workbench for a large number of the optional exercises and for most of the deliverables. However, I want to emphasize that SQL is used in more or less the same form in different DBMS. So, if you ask in an interview, for example, whether you've ever used Oracle in any of your courses, your answer should probably be no, but I have an in-depth knowledge of SQL, and I'm therefore confident that I could program Oracle as well. The final component of the course is data warehousing and data analytics. Until a few years ago, most organizations were content to have relatively simple databases to store and retrieve operational data, i.e. data directly relevant to their current operations. However, it has become clear to many organizations that a careful analysis of the data, including historical data, can provide valuable insights for the organization to act on. For example, by analyzing past sales, an organization may discover that the demand for one of its products fluctuates by the month of the year, and it could use that information to change its manufacturing schedule, producing more of the product when demand is likely to be high, and producing less when demand is likely to be low. To be able to do this type of analysis, organizations need to build data warehouses and use data analytics to analyze the information in the data warehouse. We discuss some aspects of data warehousing and data analytics in Module 11. As you read the syllabus, you will see that your performance will be assessed through a number of deliverables, some mini exercises, which essentially involve you installing the technology that we will use for this course, and a series of quizzes. There's also a final exam. The questions for the final exam are pulled from the questions that we will use on the quizzes. And as soon as the deadline for a quiz has passed, I will therefore open up the quiz again so that you can take it again to practice for the final exam. There's also a brief reflection paper that I would like you to write. The reason for including the reflection paper is that research has shown that learning improves considerably, especially in online learning, online courses and for adult students, if students reflect on their own learning and how they could use the competencies and knowledge that they've acquired in a course throughout their careers. Finally, as we start this course, please be assured that I'm here to help you achieve the various course and module learning outcomes. I am committed to replying to any communication from you within 24 hours, including weekends. And in the past, I have in general been able to live up to that commitment. If I have reason to believe that I will not be able to do so, I will let you know. And with that said, let's get started. I hope you enjoy the course.